Hi, my name's Ted Denny. I'm the lead designer at Synergistic Research, and today we're in my reference system, and I'm very excited. Today we have Gunther from Acoustic Signature here, and he makes, in my opinion, some of the best turntables on planet Earth. Gunther, can you tell us what you're going to do here at the Synergistic Research Factory today?
Hello, Ted. Nice to be here. And I'm here to give you an upgrade to your existing Thunder turntable, and I will set up an Acoustic Signature Ascona with a TA5000 tone arm so that you have a reasonable upgrade to your existing Thunder.
And we just listened to our current turntable now, the Thunder with the 1000 arm and the original Hyperion cartridge. What did you think of the sound?
I think the sound is fantastic. Your room setup is great. The turntable and the accessories, the speakers and the amps are fantastic. It's a very airy sound where you don't have the sound coming out of the speakers. It's in the middle, it's around them. And I think I never heard a Thunder at that level of quality compared to the whole system. So a Thunder it's not a cheap turntable, but it's a reasonably priced turntable with a TA1000 that it's also a reasonably priced tone arm, but the result is really amazing. So
I'm really looking forward to this upgrade, Gunther, and this will start the process whereby Synergistic Research will begin to develop the world's finest phono cartridges. And so I wanted to start with one of the absolute best turntables in the world. Let's walk over and take a look at the table we have now.
okay.
So here we have the Acoustic Signature Thunder, again, made in Germany, 100%. They've got their own CNC machines. They're not sourcing parts from anyone else. I really love that. And this is a fantastic table. This was your first arm, I believe, the 1000. Tell us about how this arm and this table, which is fantastic, absolutely amazing, will differ from the new table in terms of sonics.
The Ascona will have a much higher resolution compared to what we have here. The TA5000 that is sitting on the Ascona, which we will install in the next minutes, has a better bearing section, has a better internal wiring. So sonically, you will get a wider soundstage. You will hear more details, especially if, for example, an orchestra is playing with all the instruments in. You can clearly identify each instrument much easier than you can do it with the existing setup right now.
Well, this is really exciting, and one of the things we're doing to push the performance of the Thunder is we're using a Synergistic Research Tranquility Base XL UEF. I hope it's large enough to accommodate this new table, and we're really looking forward to getting started. So just as a side, Gunther, I played for you the system with the Tranquility Base on and off. Were you able to hear a difference?
Yeah. I was, at the beginning I thought, how can that change something on a turntable that is sitting on this base already before you switched it off and on? So mechanically it's the same, but there is something that this Tranquility Base does to the sound that is not obvious, but you can listen to it. You hear it immediately. 10 seconds off and you hear a difference. If you put it back on, you hear the difference again. So at the beginning I was skeptical, I would say, but
what the hell is this?
Yeah, what the hell, and how does that work? But it works.
Well, it works so well, in fact, that one of my competitors is making a Mk2 product that copies this, and we've got a big surprise for them at Rocky Mountain later this year. So we're going to get started now with setting up this table, and then we'll let you hear the system with the new turntable when everything's in place. All right, Gunther, it's off to you now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's start working. Thank you.
Great. kind of a suspension in here, or is it purely
No,
mass?
there is a magnetic suspension. So from here to here we have no mechanical contact. So this whole unit is floating. If you look at the gap here,
Yeah.
if I press on, you see?
Okay, that's magnetic. Got it.
Yeah.
Does that?
But it's a sort of magnetic damping. We don't want to have a sub chassis that is wobbling around. We want simply to have a mechanical isolation, a cut.
But you don't want to wobble because it makes the sound slow and muddy. And,
Yeah. Next thing we need is what we call the sub spindle.
Yeah.
That's the sub bladder that goes in to the bearing. For units like that, which have
3 motors, huh?
yeah,
Ah.
we put that in.
So I assume you can hear a difference if it's just being driven with 1, 2, or 3 belts.
You can, because with only one belt, you have tension to the bearing to one side.
Yeah, it's not equal.
It's not equal. And with one motor active, this motor can have some up and down, bow flutter and things. If a second motor is added, normally you do it here and the second one there, so it's 180 degrees. The tension is gone from the bearing, and those 2 motors, their bow flutter equalizes to a lower level. And if you have 3, it also downgrades.
Do you also get a pulse with an electric motor?
Not really.
Not really.
Not really.
Watch how it sets on there, so the exercise.
It's like German or something. So
Next thing is we put on the platter.
Is that brass inside?
Yeah, a very thin layer of brass. But in real,
You must also have some sort of polymer or
in
something
real,
in there
this
sandwiching.
is much thicker.
Yeah, I see.
But
Is it pure metal, or do you
Yeah.
also have some sort of a sandwich layer?
it's aluminium, brass, aluminium,
Okay, okay.
and
And what's this? Damping material?
bitumen damping.
Yeah.
And we have this thick brass inside, but we don't want it to be too dominant on the outside. That's why we lower it here.
Is
in
that
the-
for aesthetics?
Yeah,
or-
aesthetics.
Okay.
No real reason. So a good thing is to be 2-person to put that on, because it's freaking heavy.
What does this weigh? How many kilograms?
22,
22 kilograms.
the platter only.
Wow.
Plus another 3 kilo for the inside platter. So that's quite an amount of moving mass.
So 25 kilograms.
Yeah.
Wow.
Come closer. If you listen now, you hear some sort of.
Is that the lubricant getting worked around?
That is the tension.
On the belts?
Yeah.
Wow, it really comes up to speed
Yeah.
fast. Look at this.
Half a second
Okay.
changes. from 45 in green, and
When it stops flashing, it's on there.
it's done. Yeah. It touches the groove here.
Yeah.
That has the advantage that now this whole unit is centered and fixed.
Right.
It's not moving forward and backward, and you are sure the distance from the spindle to the middle of the tone arm is correct.
Correct, yes.
And now you put the cartridge over, ensure that the stylus hits this round thing,
Yes.
and then you adjust the front of the cartridge to be parallel to one of those lines, and that's it. Then this position is fixed, and then the angle is fixed
And the cartridge drops
at the circle.
right at the circle.
Right at the circle. Then the position.
And that's it, you're done.
That's it. You're done. Proper tracking force, because sometimes if this is not checked, then you maybe have 6 grams with a new cartridge, and then you're in serious trouble. So.
Yeah.
I suggest just to double check where we are, and from that we know it's not getting that 0.6. So we need
It's probably locked in.
yeah. Cool. I would say 90% of the adjustment is done now. And so. Good. So put one of the records on. We already know it's a brand new cartridge. But
All right, let's put the Paris, Texas on.
it's already on.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
Which
We
one?
just heard
One?
one. Yeah, that's one. Sure.
Look at this.
So Gunther, I just want to thank you for the amazing work that you've done. We're going to play the system for you here in just a minute and let you hear it. But again, Gunther, thank you so much. And we've learned a lot too, watching you set up this table and seeing the amazing tools that you've developed to make setting up your table a snap. So
Thank you very much for bringing me in here and buying the turntable. And yeah, I really think that's a major step ahead, which we can hear because the system is so excellent. There you really hear the difference that a better source gives you. In a system with less resolution, you would miss most of it, because if the system can't give you a wider imaging or a deeper imaging or more details, then you can buy a better turntable for more details, but most of it will be lost. And here in that system, that's really amazing. You hear everything, and you hear all the differences compared to the Thunder we had before, to the Ascona which we have right now. So thanks very much for that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so
Pleasure
much, Gunther.
being here.
And thank you for tuning in. And let's now take a listen to this new system with this, well, same system, but a brand new tone arm, turntable, and cartridge.